Hello, I am coming to you with a collaboration today that Homesteading the Right Way. You can find their channel in the description below. They tagged me in this collab and it's called 10 Questions on Frugal Living and Homesteading. Question number one: how long have you been homesteading or living a frugal life? On the homesteading definition side of things, I'm going to say less than a year. I've only just started growing my own food this year. And this year we also got some quail and recently was able to obtain some chickens, some laying hens. On the frugal side of things, however, I was born frugal. I've always been careful about spending my money and where I spend it, how much I spend. So, pretty much my whole life, I have lived frugally. Question number two: what country are you from and where are you now? Plus, why did you choose the location you are at now? I am from the United States of America, and that is the country I do currently reside in. I am in Southwest Missouri. I didn't particularly choose this location other than to move here in 2011 after the death of my father to take care of my mother and be with her. And then a year after her passing, I married my husband. We met when I first moved here. And now I'm just here. This is where I've chosen to stay. Question number three: if you could grow only one fruit and only one vegetable, what would they be and why? Okay, so only one fruit. It'd have to be the Granny Smith apple. I'm not a huge fruit lover, but when it does come to apples, I do really enjoy Granny Smith apples, pretty much like any fruit that's going to be sour. So I would probably have to choose the Granny Smith. And as far as a vegetable goes, I will choose the tater over any other vegetable any other day simply because it's very versatile and it's probably the only vegetable that will truly stick to your ribs. I mean, maybe a squash, but I know that taters will make you full. Question number four: give your one best tip for living a frugal life. So, for my tip for living a frugal life, I would have to say you really need to spend a minute educating yourself on what is a true need and what is a desire, the difference between the two things. If you can bring yourself to come to that realization that sometimes you just think you need to have something, it might make your life easier, it might make your life better, whatever it might be that you're looking at, but is it truly a need? And if it's not a need, then you have to ask yourself a question as to, do I have the money to spend on this? If I spend the money on this, do I have to give up something for a need? So, definitely, bottom line, understand the difference between a need and a want, or a need and a desire. Either way, same thing. And then you can go from there and be able to live a much more frugal life. Question number five: give your one best tip for homestead living. Well, homestead living to me is kind of, I guess, one and the same, really, is going hand in hand with frugal living. I think you have to kind of naturally be a frugal person to want to grow all of your own food and, to live a lifestyle as homesteading. And once again, you know, when it comes to homesteading, it's really important to understand the difference between a need and a desire. Sometimes there's very limited space for how much food you can grow, say in a garden, or even how much meat you might be able to grow. I'm a perfect example of that, in that I live in town. I can't have, say, pigs. I have to outsource that. I need to go to someone else that's going to do that. Is that a need or is that a desire? A pork is most definitely a desire. A need for some protein and iron that comes from meat can come from many different sources. Um, You just really have to decide, again, just like with frugal living, homesteading's the same way. If spending the money on that particular thing is worth it, know the needs, meet those needs, and then, when you have the extra, you can meet your desires. Question number 6. Tell us something about you that we would never guess. Okay, so this question is a big one for me. I had to really think about something somebody might not ever guess about me. Really, I'm an open book. I mean, pretty much what you see is what you get. You ask me a question, I'm going to tell you the outright truth. I mean, I don't know that there's much. But one thing I did decide that some folks might not understand or may have different assumptions about is why I moderate so many channels when they go live. Why do I do that? I can guess what a lot of people's assumptions might be, and hopefully it's not that. But let me tell you the real reason why I do that. I've had a lifelong dream to grow my own food, and I've not had the time to be able to do that in the past. I have a notorious black thumb, killed everything I ever tried to grow. And I had to come to the realization at one point in my life that I really probably would not be able to achieve that dream until I had more time on my hands. And that meant I needed to probably be retired to be able to devote the time and energy and effort into the level of education I needed to know how to do growing my own food, to do the gardening thing and overcome the black thumb. So I ended up doing a lot of research and reading and different things. And one of my main sources of information became YouTube. This was around 4, maybe 5 years ago. And I started to look up different things on YouTube. And before you knew it, I was understanding that I could subscribe to channels and that people were putting out videos on a regular basis. And I found that very interesting. And then after a time, I felt so grateful, excuse me, for being able to follow other people's journeys, in the gardening area or in raising their own food and learn from what they did. If I saw what they were doing was working really well and I felt like it would fit into what I'm capable of, I was able to learn from that. I was able to learn something that I wanted to know more about. I found that the videos oftentimes were not only informative, they were also entertaining. And I started to come to the conclusion, after just a few months or so, I came to the conclusion that creating this content and the effort that goes into doing it had to be fairly great. I had never done videos, so I really had no firsthand experience. But having been a web designer in the past, I know the effort that goes in to what looks so easy. And so I realized, how much effort these folks were putting in. And I don't remember whose video I was watching way back, but somebody said something about leaving a comment and it helping the channel. I don't know how exactly it helps. Don't ask me, but I think it helps YouTube's algorithms to recognize things or whatever. So I then started commenting on videos and I got to start knowing the creators of different channels on a different level through the comments. I absolutely adore being able to tell a creator thank you or well done or ask a question. I think that's awesome. And to be able to get that interaction with the creators that I was learning from, it was invaluable to me. So I went to my first live and I don't remember what channel that was. Excuse me. But I attended a live chat and I didn't think I ended up watching that live chat all the way through because I was quite disturbed by some of the comments in the live chat, and I didn't really want to be subjected to those, troll comments that I think all of us have probably seen, at least those of us who have seen a live chat. I don't remember the exact channel that I was in when I discovered that there was a moderator, but there was someone in there that was taking care of those comments. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And I thanked the person for it. And it wasn't too long after that very same channel made me a moderator. And I was absolutely terrified because I didn't want to let them down. I found that by being able to moderate the live, I made the live chat more comfortable for the creator. I made it much, I don't know, much more relaxing for them, I think. At least I hope so. I was able to help make the actual live chat area where you see all the talking going on more enjoyable for the viewers that attended the live chat. It was amazing. I really enjoyed being able to do that for that creator, even though I can't recall which creator it was. But I really did. I enjoyed being able to give back to that creator for the effort and time and energy they put into making free content for me to watch. Later on, I started moderating for a couple of other channels, one that's much larger now than they were when I first started for them. And I guess I've gained a reputation over time that I'm good at moderating and that I do a good job for folks, and I appreciate that the creators recognize that. But the part that most people I don't think would be able to guess is the reason why I do it, and it's simply to be able to give back to them. I mean, you can give super chats, you can send money, you can send gifts, but I really enjoy being able to give a creator at least the peace of mind knowing that their live chat area is being watched out for and it's being taken seriously. I'm not paid for it, you guys. Nobody pays me to do this. I really just do it for the creator and for their viewers. I really appreciate everything a creator does to give us the wonderful content that they do. Informative, entertaining, both, whatever it might be. Just know that that creator that you're watching put forth a level of effort that you're not having to pay for. And it's just a nice thing to be able to leave them a simple, nice comment. Or if you can, moderate a live chat for them. That's why I do it. Question number 7. What did you do before this style of living? What did I do before growing my own food? I worked. I mean, I worked most of my life. When I didn't work, it was either pretty much by choice mostly. It wasn't for very long either. The last 10 or 11 years, I was a project manager for a major corporation in the country, in the United States, and globally. Mind you, that the company is global as well, but it's based out of the United States. I really enjoyed it. I helped companies out there take hard copy paper like this and turn it into an image. So that's pretty much what I did. I just managed each of those projects. Kept me busy. All right, question number 8. Tell us your style of growing methods and why you use that method for growing crops. I don't know if my method even has a name. Like I said, I've watched quite a number of people doing, like growing their own food and learning, and I'm still watching folks and learning from them, that have done this far longer than me. So yes, I continue the research to this day. I don't follow or subscribe to any one method that's out there. For example, like the Back to Eden gardening. I really just taken the best of everything I've seen that I felt would work for me and in my circumstances and put those things into practice just this past summer. It worked out very well for me. And while I do have a few things I'm going to do differently, most everything I chose to do is going to remain the same. It worked out. I think it could be better. Those are the things I'm going to change or do in a better way. But yeah, I don't think my method has any name other than maybe organic. I just refuse to use any type of chemicals in gardening for my food. I want 100% organic food. So I don't know if that's the name of a particular style or not, but that's what I do. Question number 9. List the main crops trees, or produce you grow, and tell us something you don't currently grow but would love to try growing. Well, currently, if I want to take it literally, I would, I'd have to say I have broccoli, cauliflower, and romaine lettuce out in the garden. But those are fall crops. That's just something I'm trying for the fall. But over the summer, I grew tomatoes and peppers and tried cucumbers, kind of failed at that. Grew some squash, didn't fail at squash, didn't do as well as I'd like because of squash bugs, so that's something I have to do better. Grew some okra, grew some gem corn, grew taters, grew carrots, grew lettuce, grew onions, and I'll probably continue, green beans, sorry. I'll probably continue growing all of those things from year to year. I have something planned for next year. I'll stick around for that. It'll be a fun experiment, kind of like the peanuts. That was fun. So definitely come back next spring to find out what I've got up my sleeve. I'm going to try to rope homesteading the right way into this. I've already told Travis about it, but I'm not sure he's down for it, but we're going to get him to do it. I think we can. What would I like to try growing? Well, I'll tell you what's on my agenda for my next study. I have a couple things to study over the winter. I need to bone up on seed starting and all of that. But the main thing I would really like to learn about is how to grow peppercorns. I would absolutely adore growing my own flipping black and white pepper. I love this peppercorn medley that I use in a grinder, a pepper grinder. And it has a number of different peppercorns in there, or they're actually little berries, I think. But anyhow, it has a number of different kinds, and I love the mixture of that flavor. And wouldn't it just be awesome if I could just grow my own and not have to buy it at the store? I don't know if I can. Hopefully it'll end up being like peanuts though. So I looked it up and found out I could grow peanuts, and I was flabbergasted. Successfully grew peanuts. I was even more flabbergasted. So how fun would it be for me to find out I could actually do peppercorns? That would be great. So stick around for that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to learn about it. And number 10, give us links to find out more about you and your homestead or frugal living, and links to anything that you sell, and tell us why your channel is unique. Well, unfortunately, guys, I don't really have promotional links. I don't sell anything. I have a personal Facebook. I have Instagram. I don't really know how to use Instagram, funny enough. I really have never quite figured it out. But I don't really have anything like that going. Leave me a comment and let me know if you think I might, maybe I should have something like that going. I have no idea. I might in the future start selling something, but for right now I don't. And then the last part of that was to tell why my channel is unique. Honestly, I think my channel is unique because I started it accidentally. I didn't mean to. Honestly, I didn't. I used YouTube many years ago to be able to share a video of my pug. This was the only platform back then that could handle a video that large, and so that's why I used YouTube. Then years later, I used it to share a couple of other videos privately. And then it wasn't until I got to know other viewers on YouTube that knew I had started telling, what I was doing and why I was doing it. And they got to know about it and started asking me to video my journey, to show them how things are going. And while building the raised bed garden that's out that way in the backyard, I took pictures and put them on Facebook, and was asked again and again, are you going to video? And I finally relented and decided to start doing a little bit of videoing. I really didn't want to be on camera, but I did a few videos. And then all of a sudden I get this achievement thing from YouTube. Now that you have a channel, and I didn't do it on purpose. So I think that kind of makes me unique. I really just did it to record my journey of trying to overcome a black thumb, which I actually did. So yeah, I'm going to keep it going because I think it could be an inspiration to others out there that really feel like they can't grow their own food or can't grow a flower. I'm here to tell you, I killed cactus back in the day. I have literally killed everything. Morning glories, y'all. You know, morning glories should not be able to die, but I've killed them. So, yeah, if I can overcome a notorious black thumb, anyone can. And I really feel like that makes my channel unique. I don't know. You all let me know what you think. Well, thanks for coming along today. Thank you, Travis and Jessica, for tagging me in this. This was a blast. I didn't get to do it in one take, but I tried. I don't know that I have any other channels I can tag. I'm pretty sure all of the channels I follow that would do this collab have already done it. If I can think of one later on, I'll throw them down in the description for you. Until then, you guys have a blessed day, and thanks for watching. Bye.